Welcome back here to the Hill on NewsNation as we continue our coverage from the state of Michigan. We want to take some time here to our exclusive focus group as NewsNation political editor Chris Stirewalt sat down with local voters in Des Moines, Iowa to hear what real people on the ground there are thinking ahead of that state's crucial First in the Nation caucus. It's part of a series of what we're calling Pulse of the People. Chris, you just wanted a trip to Iowa, didn't you? Des Moines is awesome.
Well, I mean, I do like red meat, I do like orderly city, and I do like pleasant people, and Des Moines delivers a massive payload of all of those things. But for me, it's the Swallows back to Capistrano. I know that we're getting close to the real thing happening. When I'm back in Iowa, you can feel the rhythm. And just one thing that I'd say, people of Iowa, this is maybe an insane way to choose your president, to have two small states once every 4 years make their selections in this fashion. I understand why people are confused by it or don't understand it, but I can promise you this. Iowans take this seriously. They care about it. They think about it. They invest themselves a lot of effort into it, and I admire them for it.
Yep. Let's see what you put together.
There's a lot of cultural common grounds that really tie us together.
My fear is the whole fracturing of the party.
I don't want to go back to the old Republican Party.
Iowa disrupts the process, and that's a role that Iowans are proud of. Okay, who here is undecided about for whom they will caucus? Undecided, undecided, undecided. Don't know. Who here has a strong opinion about who they want to caucus for right now? Okay, who here has a opinion? Who is has a thought, but might change their mind? Okay, you two have a thought. You got a maybe. Okay, let's talk to the maybes first. Okay, what's your lean? Where's your lean?
Trump.
Trump. That's not. But is it a strong Trump? A medium Trump on the scale of 1 to
it's an A-.
Okay, so you're at like 8, 8 or 9, 8.5.
Yeah.
You're at 8.5.
Yeah.
What is keeping you from being a 10? Why aren't you a 10?
To see the outcome of the trials and all this kind of stuff. You know, other than that, though, there's nobody out there except for Ramaswamy. Yeah. I really like him. But then again, my mind could be changed to Nikki Haley as well.
Okay.
I like her.
So that's a broad...
Yeah. She has spunk.
She does, indeed. That is the technical term.
So, and I've told her that. So
who else was a maybe? We had a maybe over here. You're a maybe. Who's on your maybe list?
I've got 3.
Okay.
Pence.
Okay.
Haley.
Yep.
Scott.
Okay. So that's a grouping we see a lot in polling. All right, let's go Ronnie D. We'll start from this end. Governor Meatball, what do you say?
Strong.
Strong?
Yeah.
Leader.
Who's this one? Leader.
DeSantis.
Leader.
Energetic.
Stiff.
Tough crowd. Shirley's the tough quarter. This is the tough quarter. Ron DeSantis. I say Ron DeSantis. You say?
Moderately interesting.
Moderately interesting.
Should have waited to run.
But not a snake.
No.
No, just ambitious.
Potential
snake, but more overambitious, right? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe overambitious.
Future potential.
Future potential.
Dollar store Trump.
Dollar store Trump. Rough. This corner's pretty rough too.
Future leader.
Future leader. So we've got a couple down here for DeSantis 28. Why not Ronnie D?
I think Donald Trump is just the stronger candidate. You can see that with the polls. You can see that with the attendance in events compared to, Trump versus DeSantis.
Let's keep going with word cloud here. Let's go to Mike Pence. Let's go this way this time. What's your Mike Pence word?
Honorable.
Honorable.
Mm-hmm. Older.
Older.
Boring.
Boring.
Devout Christian.
Okay.
Experienced.
Backstabber.
Traitor.
Unelectable. Boring.
Boring coming through big in the Mike Pence word cloud. Paige is now going to play for you something that one Michael Pence had to say on subjects like these in a recent town hall.
We governed as conservatives, and I'm proud of it. But I stand before you today because the former president and, frankly, others in this field are walking away from many of those principles where we stood strong on the world stage.
Okay. Who thinks that Mike Pence makes a persuasive case there about why he's running against Donald Trump? Does anybody? You? That's persuasive. Not saying you're going to vote for Mike Pence, but who heard that and said, okay, he makes a good point. We got one. We got 1.5. We got one and I'll give you 3/4. We'll go all the way. We'll go all the way to 3/4.
I would have said that 30 years ago.
Okay.
Not now.
Why not now?
Because we need someone to let the world know that we're not going to be their puppet.
Okay.
And for me, Donald Trump does that. Even Vivek does it. Nikki Haley says it.
I would write myself in before I vote for Pence.
Why is Pence a no?
I feel like he is, we're going to get back to the same old Republican Party that I don't want anymore.
All right, now we can do our Trump word cloud, and I'll let you start.
Okay, un-American.
Unelectable.
Winner.
Unelectable.
Oh, boy. I mean, he's just my truck driver guy.
Okay, my truck driver.
Trouble.
Trouble.
Relatable.
Relatable.
Leader.
Leader.
Loose cannon.
Loose cannon.
Best negotiator.
Best negotiator. Okay. Who here will absolutely not caucus for Donald Trump? We got 2. We got a sigh. We have 2 and a sigh. Shirley gives us a sigh. Is there some circumstance you can imagine in which you would caucus for Trump?
I keep saying if painted into a corner.
You were a no? You're a zero MAGA?
Yeah, 0.
Okay. Why not?
I used to be a Trump supporter. That's actually, he inspired me to get into politics. But after the 2022 election, after we lost so many winnable races because of kind of his philosophy of running campaigns, it really made me sad.
Who here is concerned about Donald Trump as a general election candidate? Concern. Why are you concerned about Donald Trump as a general election candidate?
I don't think the Republicans would win with Donald Trump.
I'm the point where I will do anything not to have Biden because our country cannot handle 4 more years. So these people that say you'll never vote for Trump, when it's on the line, I will hold you responsible if we lose.
I understand it. I voted for Trump. I thought he was one of the best presidents probably in my lifetime. He took charge. He was excellent. I would not vote for him again.
Why not?
I think we have other candidates that are better.
Okay.
Better than Trump, but they will never get a chance unless Trump stands down. And Trump has split the party, and we cannot win if he runs.
Chris, that is absolutely fascinating. I was glued to the whole thing. You know, one of the things I think people at home might be able to take away from that, and correct me if I'm wrong, as someone who's been there at the caucus, is you could have those conversations a day or a week leading up to the Iowa caucus with people still sort of undecided, right?
You can have those conversations at the caucus location because, as you know, if you don't hit a viability threshold for your candidate, those votes get redistributed, and then you go stand in a different part of the fire hall or the gymnasium. But, Blake, my number one takeaway, what I really left with was the degree to which Republican resentment and anger at the Biden administration and the Justice Department over what they see as the persecution of Donald Trump leads these Republicans to protect him. It is almost that it is an act of defiance. You won't make us not support Donald Trump, and that came through in some of what we heard from the Trump supporters there. But that is really what I see at the heart of how Trump has succeeded to the degree he has in Iowa, because the choice is me or Joe Biden's Justice Department.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.